Hello, so yesterday I posted a video about a group ride I did. It was a little bit too hard, so rather than doing a pace that was more than I had intended, I just dropped out, and that was to save my legs for the next day. And I talked about this being it was a gray zone ride. It wasn't like super hard. I could have done it, but it also wasn't easy, and it was just kind of unnecessarily tiring me for no benefits. So someone asked me to elaborate on what I mean by this gray zone. Now, first of all, this is not an official term. This is a term I'm using, so don't start using it thinking that people are going to know what you're talking about. So essentially, what I mean by a gray zone is that you aren't boosting your fitness and you aren't recovering. So when I make my workouts for athletes, I typically, to simplify things, I divide them into easier or harder. And I tell my athletes, I want you to do most weeks either 2 or 3 harder workouts, and then the rest I want to be easy because I really want those harder workouts to be targeted. And if you don't go easy enough on the easy days, you won't have the energy to do those harder workouts to the standards that I would like you to do them. Okay, so a gray zone workout would essentially be what I would call a moderate workout. It's not hard, it's not easy, but I can't really give you more details on what that is because I don't know what you are focusing on specifically for those harder workouts. So let me give you an example of this. I have an athlete who is focusing primarily on building her FTP fitness right now. And she also loves group rides. So once per week, she's going to do a harder group ride, and we count that as a harder workout. Once per week, she's going to do an FTP interval workout, and we count that as a harder workout. And if she has more legs left after those 2 hard days, I might give her a second FTP workout, depending. She came to me last week and she said, hey, this week I have like 2 or 3 group rides I want to do. None of them are that hard, but it's great weather. I just want to be outside. Can I still do those and the FTP workouts? And essentially I told her no, because these are going to count as that gray zone. They're kind of long, so the length is going to be hard on the body, and they're kind of intense. So the intensity is going to be moderately hard on the body. When she finishes, is she going to be wrecked? No, she's probably going to feel pretty good. But if she tried that FTP workout the next day, I don't know if she'd have legs for that. So I told her this week, because you have 3 of these rides you want to do, let's just turn this into an entirely gray zone week where essentially every single day you're kind of riding in that gray zone. And in effect, what that's going to do is it's going to be a mini overreach week. You're going to get moderate intensity. You're going to get a little bit more volume each day than you normally get. And that's going to be a pretty big boost in both volume and intensity overall for the week. Maybe that intensity isn't super high, but you're getting doses of it every day. So in this example, this was a gray zone workout where normally I would say, hey, these group rides aren't really benefiting you, but we changed the week to be beneficial. So that's what I want you to think about. How can you balance your structured workouts and your group rides? And in those group rides, you might have one that counts as really, really hard. You might have some that counted as moderate. And how can you balance that all? And really, I just want you to prioritize those harder workouts. So if you can do those harder workouts and you're still hitting those numbers, even with your gray zone workouts, maybe it's okay that you're doing some gray zone workouts. If those are fun for you, keep them up. Often the gray zone workouts are actually group rides and people don't want to give those up. So I don't want to eliminate that from your schedule, but I want to find ways to make that work for the training that you want to do.